Sellers predicting a crash. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode from Heise Says. I thought we'd have a look at an interesting article sent to me by a viewer. Now, let's just have a look at the title before anything else. Doomsayer predicts crash, sells North Sydney apartment. So this is really a case of poisoning the well and framing the entire position. So I think good old Michael here, he may think that anyone being concerned or predicting a turn in the economy is a doomsayer. A doomsayer. I mean, come on, guys. Because the economy is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. That's why the government is pulling $2.8 billion worth of infrastructure projects ahead. That's why interest rates are at the lowest level they have ever been. And why the Reserve Bank considered dropping interest rates in November, which impacted the Australian dollar. Okay, and let's not forget unemployment. Well, let's have a look at how good the economy is. Okay, the RBA's wage forecast. I mean, they've been spot on so many times, but it's just been uncertainties that have just thrown them off just slightly. This next one down is going to be good. It will be good. Okay, it'll be good. Don't worry. And then, I mean, we'll have a look here at building approvals. Building approvals, sure, they're trending down. Some building approvals, some types are down 60% in the last couple of years for apartments, and the number of insolvencies in the construction sector is quite high at the moment. But see, it's starting to trend up. There's no signs of a bad economy, none at all. I mean, if we have a look here, consumer confidence, the sentiment, it's ticked up. It's still below 100, which is generally negative, but it's still up. It's still up. So, you know, I mean, what are people worried about? I mean, let's ignore car sales for the whole year is down about 8%. I mean, that's not a sign of any problem in the economy. I'm just being a doomsayer, aren't I? So what else do I have? You know, my favorite chart. I haven't brought it here. Sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to bring it up. So that's the thing. Oh, and then, you know, fundamental issues. The lack of complexity in our economy. How we're simply just exporting iron ore, coal, and other materials, and are heavily dependent on the Chinese economy, which is experiencing slowdown. You know, and our population growth. Majority of it is from foreign immigration, and that is going to have some cultural issues. So it's going to take a while for people to adapt to the Australian cultural norms, and one of those is buying houses at insanely high mortgage rates. Maybe our culture will, wise up, and we'll get some of these other people coming going, yeah, guys, that's stupid. What are you doing? So, you know, it's all just doomsaying. So let's have a look at this. This is an interesting one. It's done in an interesting format. So we speak to the team behind the most intriguing recent property sale. So this for them is intriguing. I'm more interested in properties where people are having to sell at a $200,000 loss over in Western Australia. That's more concerning. But anyway, because apparently apartments in Sydney is like money in the bank. Let's not even discuss all of the issues in the Sydney apartment sector and the decline in confidence. Let's not mention Zetlands. Let's not mention Opal. Let's not mention Mascot. Let's not mention Sugar Cube. So, the property, a 2-bedroom apartment at Berry Street, North Sydney, sold off market for $925,000. Damn. The agency was Todd Hawthorne, Rain and Horn, North Sydney. How long was it on the market? Probably 2.5 weeks. It was an off-market campaign. I had database buyers. 2.5 weeks, guys, for nearly $1 million 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, okay, great. You get to look at the back of an office building. So you get to work in an office, stare out, work really hard for your whole life to get the corner office with a window view to stare out at offices. Then you can go home and stare out at offices. There's something a little wrong with this. I'm definitely becoming too cynical and grey. So why did he sell off market? He didn't want people in the building knowing he was selling. I mean, that's another thing to consider, guys. Whenever you buy into one of these things, you're competing with so many people in the market. Why did this one sell? Good value for money. It was entry level. $1 million or 925 grand is entry level. Just entry level. A 2-bedroom apartment in North Sydney in a great position. That's entry level? Wow. I've just been left behind here in Brisbane. Was it overpriced? No. No, that's not overpriced. What did you think it would go for? Early 900,000s. What was surprising about it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the surprising factor of the sale. The vendor was forecasting a downturn in the market and wanted to transact as soon as possible. He's in his late 60s. Okay, so then he would probably be of the demo that is watching a lot of the stuff on Martin North, John Adams, and my channel, a lot of other channels. He thought Australia was forecast for recession. And in his belief, all the forecasts were there. Interest rates were dropping. There was an increase in unemployment. And the banks being cautious on their lending was making it difficult for people to purchase. Well, yeah, that's right. All of these, in his mind, were leading towards a correction in the market. He's a suave investor and is investing the money in the short term and waiting for the market to correct. And then he'll buy back in. I sold it to the third person I showed it through. He worked in the building next door. He's a young guy in his mid-20s. So is this a boomer selling to a millennial, guys? 925. Oh. How many clients of yours have that view at the moment? 2. I've had another client who's gone and sold his investment property. That was based on the argument that he felt there would be a correction and the only reason to hold a house in this market is to live in it. Well, I frankly agree with with that statement. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, a house is a depreciating asset, guys, and maintenance. Particularly if you're like me and buy a dump that needs a lot of work. These Queenslander houses. Satisfying though when you paint over the old paint. It's really good. So have you ever had a client sell their primary residency expecting a downturn? Not that I can recall. Not in 20 years, no. So there you go. Although I've had people comment to me that they've sold everything, sold their houses and just, sharing or living in a garage with a family member, making do, saving money, which without kids I can imagine is very appealing. When did this contract exchange and how much do you think the market has risen since then? Oh, here we go. Here's the FOMO. Here's the FOMO. They exchanged contracts in late September. I don't think it's risen. Oh, wait a minute. No. The market's up 0.8% according to REA, guys. Boom times ahead. Up. So over the last 6 weeks, yeah, well, no, didn't I think Adams and North did a video where CoreLogic reported that the market had gone up 0.23% or something in Sydney in one day. Oh, this agent's just behind the ball. So I think there's a bit of saturation in North Sydney at the moment. The statistical information we're running with is more generalized to Sydney than specific areas. And see, that's the point. The media runs on generalized information, not granular information. So you can look at, some parts of Brisbane are doing terrible, some doing real well. It averages out, I think there's a bit of confidence bubble at the moment. The only thing that's pushing prices at the moment is lack of supply. Do you think he made the right move? Here we go. This is the take from the agent. I think he did. I think there is a correction to come. There are some drivers for my thoughts on a correction. Unemployment is rising. Businesses around the area are tightening and downsizing. Banks are cutting interest rates, and I don't think they're doing that to be kind. I think they're concerned about the property market to some degree. Well, here you go. We've got another agent telling us that they think a correction is coming. I mean, that's the thing. The agents, he can make money, an intermediary on the upswing and the downswing. Although a lot of them will suffer on the downswing like any business. Do you reckon we'll see another result like this? A, next week. B, next year. C, next cycle. D, never. So C, next cycle. Some clients are thinking the same thing, but don't have the motivation to get up and transact. It's a costly exercise to sell a property. By the time you market the property, pay agents and moving costs, there are substantial costs involved, and stamp duty on the next purchase. Well, yeah, this is the thing. He's got a point there. Because this guy didn't sell, it wasn't an investment property, it was a primary residency that he sold. And all of these things add up. But when he's 60, maybe he wants to live somewhere else, maybe just rent a little bit, just invest the cash. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Head over to Thailand, live on some, cheap Southeast Asian quality of life, cheap food. There you go. So guys, what do you think about this? Do you think this is a sign of the times? Or is it what we can expect? Would you contemplate doing this, selling your primary residency and taking the cash out and investing it? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this content and want to help me produce more, I do have a Patreon where you can make a small monthly donation. I also have referral links for Amazon and eBay where I receive a commission that doesn't cost you a cent on every purchase you make. Great idea for you to support channels that you like. And finally, I have PayPal and Ethereum if you would like to make a donation that way. Every little bit helps, guys, and just pays for the software and the things I need to make these videos. And lets me justify it to the wife. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.